Great to have you with us. In our first story, the Supreme Court has ruled policy think tank Imani Africa and other civil society organizations that had attempted to join two cases against the compilation of a voters register by the Electoral Commission are not neutral. The 7-member panel of judges, presided over by Chief Justice Kwesi Eniyabwa, unanimously dismissed the request to allow the think tanks to join the case, saying their application is not supported by law. The groups have been at the forefront of the push to ensure the EC does not undertake the exercise, insisting this is a waste of scarce resources. Lawyers for the group filed an amicus brief application. This is a request by someone who is not a party to a case to be allowed to join it to demonstrate expertise or provide knowledge that will have a bearing on the case. An affidavit in opposition to this request, signed by the Commission's chairperson, Jean Mensah, says the groups have not drawn the court's attention to any law or decision that appears to have been overlooked by the parties in the case. She also said they have failed to demonstrate any expertise in law or regarding the matter pending to merit audience in the case. Now, she further adds the groups have shown over time that they have an interest in the case in their public utterances. Now, lawyer for the groups, Joe Abwaje Deborah, moved the application on Wednesday morning. President of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, spoke to Joseph Akable.
It seemed quite clear, and you would have better served your interest if you had just joined any of the parties instead of coming in as a friend of the court.
Well, the suggestion that we should have joined the case is well taken, but the point also is that what does that mean for an amicus? You know, I mean, in other jurisdictions, people file amicus cases anyway, and they take positions. We do have an interest in the matter. I mean, I suspect that is why we actually decided to file the brief. So to suggest that the brief was not neutral, I don't understand the language. I think they probably didn't even read anything, but anyway, they made their decisions, and we can live with that.
Is this the end of the road for you in terms of your activism related to this particular issue?
Well, this is a country of law and order. I would think that the courts have decided what they have to decide. It doesn't stop us from activism. We'll keep on speaking about the matters because we think that these are critical matters of public policy. I think the courts have benefited soundly from sound public policy, but they chose differently. And so, well, here we are. Well, on the onset of this application, we did say that we were at the benevolence, more or less, of the laws. And so what they decide to do, we'll live with it. It's just that we are disappointed, though, that they didn't even consider the brief itself. We think they would have benefited greatly from it. But look, the laws have spoken, and we can't quarrel with that. We just have to live with it. But I hope that the decisions they arrive at eventually would be the decision that everybody can live with in this country. Otherwise, I'm just disappointed. I think my colleagues here are equally disappointed. This was an introduction to how cases are determined in court. I was quite awed. I mean, at some point I was laughing all through. But I guess lawyers know their trade, and the judges also know their trade. So yes, we can't fault them. They did what they had to do. But I think that to suggest that the amicus was not neutral was a bit far-fetched, really.
Yeah, the court says you have made comments that made your position quite clear, and you would have better served your interest if you had just joined any of the parties instead of coming in as a friend of the court.
Well, the suggestion that we should have joined the case is well taken, but the point also is that